Most people think early retirement takes 30 or 40 years of grinding in a cubicle, but what if you could compress that entire journey into just 10? You're working hard every single day, giving your best years to a company that might replace you in a week, yet it feels like the finish line keeps moving further away. This sounds impossible to most, but it is not. This isn't about extreme frugality, eating beans and rice every night, or getting lucky with a random meme coin. This is a deliberate, engineered system designed to buy back your time. And honestly, most people fail this plan in the first 12 months because they lack the discipline to see it through. Can you actually do this? The answer determines your next decade. Before we dive into the math, we need a reality check. This plan is not for people who want average results. If you want a normal life, do what everyone else does. Spend what you earn and wait for 65. But if you want to stop working in a decade, you need an income growth mindset and a radical willingness to delay gratification. This is for those who are tired of being tired. You do not necessarily need to be rich right now, but you do need to be incredibly intentional. If you are looking for a get-rich-quick scheme, this isn't it. This is for the high performers ready to be challenged. You have to be okay with being the weird one in your friend group who doesn't buy a new car every 3 years. The core idea here is about compressing time. The traditional path involves 40 years of slow, cautious investing where you hope the market carries you. The new path, our financial freedom roadmap, is built on 3 pillars: earning more, saving aggressively, and investing intelligently. Think of it as a life hack that bypasses the traffic jams of traditional retirement. It is like fast forwarding your financial life by focusing on high impact levers rather than small incremental changes. Instead of saving $5 on a latte, you are focusing on the macro decisions that actually move the needle. This is about efficiency. Step 1 is increasing your income, and this is non-negotiable. You simply cannot retire in 10 years on a low income. Period. Your first goal isn't investing, it is doubling or tripling your earning power. You achieve this through skill stacking, combining high-value skills like sales, coding, or digital marketing with your existing expertise. Focus on career jumps rather than waiting for tiny annual raises. Move to companies that pay for performance, or look into remote work that allows you to hold multiple streams of revenue. Your passive income growth potential is fueled by the raw cash you can inject into the system today. Think of your job as a venture capitalist would. It is the primary funding source for your future freedom. If your current path caps your earnings, you need a new path immediately. This might mean getting a certification, moving to a higher paying city, or starting a scalable side business that can eventually outpace your salaries. Once the money starts coming in, we move to the 50 to 70% savings rule. Most people live at the edge of their means. If they make $5,000, they spend $5,000. You cannot do that. If you save 10% of your income, it takes 9 years of work to fund 1 year of living expenses. However, if you save 60%, 1 year of work funds 6 years of your future. This is where lifestyle design beats sacrifice. It is about killing the biggest expenses like housing and transportation. House hacking, driving a reliable older vehicle, and avoiding the upgrade trap are your secret weapons. When you keep your fixed costs low while your income rises, you create a massive gap. That gap is your ticket out of the rat race. This isn't about being cheap, it's about being efficient with your capital so it can go to work for you. Now let us talk about investing that actually works. To make this happen in a decade, you need reliable early retirement strategies. You do not need to beat the market or find the next moon stock. You need index funds and low-cost exchange-traded funds that track the total market. The magic happens when you combine consistent high-volume investing with the power of compounding. By keeping it simple, you remove the emotional stress of trading and let time do the heavy lifting. Consistent investing plus a high savings rate creates exponential growth that eventually dwarfs your initial contributions. You are looking for broad market exposure that historical data shows will trend upward over time. Don't let the noise of the daily news cycle distract you from the long-term compounding machine you are building. Let us break down the actual 10-year timeline. Years 1 and 2 are about income growth and habit building. You are setting the foundation, learning the skills to earn more, and proving to yourself that you can live on half of what you make. This is the hardest phase because the numbers in your account still look small. Years 3 through 5 are about aggressive investing and building momentum. This is the boring middle where you see your accounts grow to 6 figures, but you are not yet free. Years 6 through 10 are where the magic happens. This is where compounding takes over, and your investments might actually earn more in a year than your salary does. Most of the total wealth in this plan shows up in the final 3 years. It is a back-heavy process that requires extreme patience and a long-term perspective. So why do most people fail? It is rarely because they didn't make enough money. Most people fail because of lifestyle inflation. As soon as they earn more, they buy a nicer house, a faster car, or more expensive clothes, effectively resetting their retirement clock back to zero. Others quit too early because they do not see massive results in the first 24 months. Some overcomplicate their investing and lose half their net worth on risky opportunities they didn't understand. The hardest part of this entire plan is not the math, it is the consistency. It is the ability to stay the course when everyone else around you is spending their way into debt. You have to be comfortable with delayed gratification in a world that demands instant results. But here is the hidden secret. This journey is not actually about never working again. Early retirement is not about sitting on a beach doing nothing for 50 years. That is a recipe for boredom and restlessness. It is about control. It is about shifting to optional work and passion projects. When you no longer need a paycheck to survive, the quality of your work actually improves because you are doing it by choice. The psychological payoff of freedom is far greater than the money itself. You gain the ability to say no to things that don't align with your values. You gain the freedom to travel, to spend time with family, and to pursue hobbies that don't have to be profitable. That is the real goal. If you want to start today, here is your practical starter plan. First, track every single dollar of your income and expenses for 30 days to see where your leaks are. Second, find a way to increase your income within the next 90 days, whether through a promotion, a new job, or a side project. Third, aggressively cut your largest expenses until you hit at least a 40% savings rate. Finally, automate your investments into a total market index fund so you aren't tempted to spend the money. Keep it simple, keep it consistent, and stop checking the balance every single day. Focus on the process and the results will take care of themselves. There is a final twist to this 10-year myth. For some of you, depending on your starting point and your career, it might take 8 years. For others, it might take 12 or 15. The exact number does not actually matter as much as the direction you are moving. What matters is that this path is still far faster and more rewarding than the traditional 40-year grind. You are not just building a bank account, you are building a life of autonomy. The time is going to pass anyway. You can spend the next decade building someone else's dream, or you can spend it building your own freedom. The choice is yours. If you had to retire in exactly 10 years from today, what is the very first thing you would change about your lifestyle right now? Would you move to a smaller apartment? Would you finally start that side business? Would you stop buying things to impress people you don't even like? Success in this plan requires a total shift in how you view money. Money is not a tool for status, it is a tool for liberty. When you realize that every dollar you save is a freedom fighter working for you while you sleep, your entire perspective changes. This plan is simple, but it is not easy. It requires grit, vision, and the courage to live differently. Tell me your specific goal or your biggest financial hurdle in the comments below. Let's start the clock. 10 years begins now.